Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. So I just want to introduce a new collaborator of mine that will be joining the channel. Her name is Lunar Rising, and she has a background. She has a master's degree in counseling therapy, and she specializes in working with children, adults, and especially marriage and family therapy. And she also spent the last 10 years of her life doing this work in addition to pursuing, her side passion, which deals heavily with astrology. So I just like to welcome her to the channel, and she is going to be collaborating with me to make a video. So it's going to run about 30 minutes in length to contribute to the channel every month. And her take is going to be more on, relationship advice and how to identify, such as, for this first segment, for example, how to identify symptoms and signs of unhealthy relationships. Throughout the past, 2 years that my channel has been around, and through interacting with private clients, as well as many of you who have emailed me on a consistent basis, I've realized that a lot of people are, in fact, struggling with relationships. And we're not just talking about love relationships. We're talking about people struggling overall with, navigating nuances when it comes to communication, when it comes to how to effectively, have and maintain and nurture healthy, long-lasting, viable relationships that you can grow with another person. So this is one of the major challenges that I've identified overall. So I feel like having Lunar Rising on board would be really, really helpful. She's going to contribute once again to the channel by making segments, short segments, to talk about some of these relationship things. Further down the line, she's also going to incorporate her extensive knowledge of astrology as well, to talk about some of the relationship patterns as it applies to the signs that we're dealing with. Okay, so this is the first trial run, and I just want you all to welcome her as well as a collaborator to my channel. She's taking a lot of her time out here to help me to do this, because I feel there is a major need for it. She has been my mentor, since as long as I can remember. She is a very, very intelligent, incredibly, just a gifted person when it comes to being able to diagnose people and being able to treat patients with very, very severe mental health issues, mental and emotional health issues. And she is a major player in her field. So I just want to welcome her aboard, and I would please just advise you, if you start watching this first segment, watch it until the very end and see if it applies to you in some of the areas, relationship challenges that you're dealing with right now, okay? So next month we will do something different, but this is just for this month, and I hope that it is helpful for those of you watching. So please watch the video. I thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the video, but I also hope that the information is helpful for you guys, okay? So take care of yourself.
Hello, everyone. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Luna Rising, and I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I currently provide mental health assessment and treatment for adults with mental health challenges. I have been studying astrology off and on for about 10 years, and I recently decided to collaborate with Temperate Star to offer her subscriber some monthly relationship, life, or astrology advice. So for this month, we are going over the signs of a toxic or unhealthy relationship. So the first sign is any physical, verbal, or emotional or sexual abuse of any kind. So I don't care how much your partner tells you they love you. If they abuse you in any way, just love yourself enough to walk away from the relationship. Because if someone loves you, they should not hurt you, either with their words or with their action, regardless of what you may have done. I know abuser love to use the line, I hit you because you made me angry. Well, first of all, you should not be blamed for their feelings. Everything is a choice. They chose to be angry and then they allow their anger to control their behavior. Anger by itself is not a bad emotion. It's only bad when it gets out of hand. And I think as adults, we have that responsibility to control and regulate ourselves when we are upset so that way we can resolve conflict in a mature and healthy and rational way. And if we're not able to do that, then we really need to own up to it and learn to regulate it instead of blaming our action on other people around us. The second sign is deception or infidelity. So it's incredibly hard to recover from infidelity in a relationship because the trust isn't there. Because how can you trust someone who made the conscious decision to deceive you and betray you? And if you feel like you can't trust the person, then how can you open up and have a deep and meaningful relationship with that person? So when there's infidelity or deception of any kind, it creates this barrier between two people and it really prevents them from connecting with each other emotionally or connecting in any genuine way. And if you don't connect on that level, then you don't feel emotionally supported in the relationship, which could then lead to one of you or both of you to seek other people outside of that relationship to fill that emotional void. So if you find yourself in this situation, you really have to make the decision to ask directly for what you want so that you can feel more emotionally supported or make the choice to end the relationship. If you have asked for what you want and you're not getting it, then it's time to consider if you want to invest more in this relationship because there's a really strong possibility that the person might not change. The next sign is manipulation. So, this is when your partner influences or strongly encourages you to do what they want instead of what's best for you. So, let's say if you got offered your dream job or you got accepted into your dream college, which is awesome, but your partner doesn't want you to go due to this fear that you might surpass them, either academically, professionally, or they may have some concern that you might outgrow them or the relationship. So they persuade you to stay put and decline the offer without ever exploring all the different options. So that's an example of a manipulative behavior. I do want to point out, though, that manipulation isn't always a bad thing. It's only bad when the person uses it to benefit themselves at the risk of hurting you or preventing you from growing in some way. The next one is any controlling behavior. So this is when the person control what you can and cannot do, and this applies to any restriction on who you can spend time with or who you can talk to. And it could take the form of isolating you from your close friends, family members, or anyone that they don't approve of for whatever reason. And it actually doesn't matter what that reason is. Because honestly, even if the person you meet is not healthy or good for you, they still don't have the right to control your choices in life. They can voice their opinion and share with you that they don't agree with your choices, but they can't control your behavior because you are an independent adult and they need to respect your choices in life, especially when they don't agree with it. The next one is harsh criticism. So this is when your partner has nothing but negative things to say about you. Sometimes it could be overt, like you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, but sometimes it's covert and said in a passive aggressive tone that really undermines or invalidate who you are as a person. So this is a situation where you're made to feel like you're always at fault for everything that's wrong in the relationship, and they're never at fault, ever. The next one is refusal to communicate. So, this is when your partner refuses to engage with you or share how they feel or discuss any challenges in the relationship. And they could engage in stonewalling behavior by refusing to talk to you for long periods of time. And you're made to feel like there's really nothing you can do to fix the issue because they're not working with you, they're not engaging with you to actively solve the problem together as a team. So you really feel like you're the only person in this relationship. There are actually more signs of a unhealthy relationship, but these are the ones I came up with for the time being. The bottom line is if you are not happy and you don't feel emotionally connected, or if you don't feel emotionally fulfilled in a relationship, then it's really time to reassess how much more time you want to put into the relationship before walking away. I have a lot of clients tell me that they often didn't leave sooner because they feel bad for their partner because their partner has been burned or scarred by people in the past because they have a history of being abused or neglected in some way. Or some of my clients have said that they feel sorry for their partner because their partner doesn't have anyone in their life that really love or care for them. And then they feel this obligation to remain in the relationship so that um, their partner at least have them in their life, the one person that can love and care for them. Based on my experience, the person who doesn't have anyone that love or care for them is um, is in that situation for a reason, and that reason being that they repeatedly engage in behavior that sabotage their relationship with other people in their life and ultimately burn, in a way, permanently burn that bridge with other people. Um, I see that a lot of time these individuals have many opportunities to make the right choice so that they can have a loving and healthy relationship with others, but they repeatedly make the wrong choice every time. So the important thing to remember is that the behavior that they engage with you is basically the same behavior they engage with everyone in their lives at one point or another. And in my line of work, I have met many people that have been burned and scarred and traumatized by life, but they still find ways to be really positive, loving, supportive, and compassionate towards other people around them. So I really don't see any current traumas or past traumas as an excuse to be negative, to um, to verbally or physically harm other people. What I've also seen too in my professional life is that the people who actually engage in any negative behavior tend to have a victim mentality, and they often refuse to take accountability for their behavior, and they continuously place the blame on everyone except themselves. And if you stay in the relationship, sooner or later they're going to place that blame on you, and you're going to become one of the many people that they will blame for their current life. Um, and they will not spend any time honestly looking at themselves and seeing what they could have done to contribute to it. But either way, it's not your job to fill their empty reservoir of emotions. That's actually their job. To be happy or content, they really need to find it from within. They can't expect you or other people in their lives to make them happy. So, what you need to do is to love them enough to accept that this is where they are now without judging them, but just accepting that this is where they are now, and then love yourself enough to walk away because you deserve better. You can't force them to change. You can waste your time to try to get them to change, but people change when they are ready. They change when they want to change. And if they're the type that's constantly placing blame on others, then obviously they're not ready to change because they don't see there's anything wrong with them or the behavior. Because in order to make a positive change, they need to spend time reflecting on some of their unhealthy behaviors and figuring out what they need to do differently moving forward. So, if you are in a relationship that has any of these signs, then hopefully you will leave sooner rather than later because when you stay in a relationship like this, you're basically robbing yourself of an opportunity to find the right person that can make you happy. And I think ending of any relationship is always hard and it can feel like a lonely path to be on, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can always reach out to your friends and family members for support. And I think maybe this is a bad analogy, but my perspective is if you don't want to waste your time watching a bad movie, then don't waste your time being in a bad relationship. So I hope this helps you. And if you like the video, then please subscribe. Until next time, take care.